Good morning. It is September 29th. It is my birthday. This is Laura from Tucson from the Yarn Closet coming to you from an RV park in Alpine, Arizona. The guys are out elk hunting, and so I'm going to chat a little bit about my travel knitting and give a shout out to a few people. And guess what? It's my birthday. 47. And yet I have a 3-year-old. So we were laughing about our old age parents whom we will still have children in school at their age. Lovely. And I will give a mystery drawing to someone who comments. I will draw next week sometime and send out some yarn. I will also send a present because it's a birthday. There needs to be presents to the first person who comments. And this is all about YouTube comments. I am the Yarn Closet page on Facebook. I'm Yarn Closet Arizona on Instagram and Ravelry. And there is a Yarn Closet group on Ravelry. We are 4 people away from our first big giveaway. A bag, a book, and some yarn and some trinkets. So at every milestone of that I predetermined for membership, I will be making a just pull a number out of the hat kind of random generator for gifts, and I will announce it on the Ravelry group and on the YouTube. I'm starting more threads on the Ravelry group for finished objects, things we love, things that I'm making more than once. So, like, here is the Anguli cowl. I made this because I thought it would be colder here. This is typically colder weather place with pine trees in Arizona. So I made some modifications. The Anguli cowl is written for a fingering weight, and it's written cowly, so it's loose around your neck. This one was done with a double DK, and it was much tighter. Then, in one of my freckled whimsy bags, I worked up throughout much of the travels the start of another one, and I didn't have quite enough yarn to finish it. And so here, holding it, is one of the pouches from Knitting I Love. I will need more of these. These are fabulous for those of us who love the circular needles. So this is a sport weight DK, maybe another Anguli cowl, and I'm just a few inches away from finishing this and then seaming it. So this will be bigger, a much lower triangle here, looser around the neck. It just goes so fast. It's so easy because other than the shaping, you're doing simple garter stitch. And good Lord, I'm at that place in my life where I like a little fun, but I like some simple more often than not. Maybe when my daughter is older. So the weird thing is, last year when I started knitting and finally figured out Continental, because I was a long time loom knitter and crocheter, I thought, oh, those circular needles make no sense, no sense. But then the stress on my wrists were crazy with the straight needles, unless they were the shorter double points, but you want to make the bigger things. So I started using the circulars, and now I don't even know when the last time I saw a straight. But like I said, knitting I love for the pouches to hold the circular needles. I've tried so many other holders, the rubber stopper ends, they just come off, things slip. Um, this, nothing slips, nothing goes away. It might get a little loose, it might untangle a bit, but there are other ways to use the snap. She's got a video and shows a few different ways. I just think it's fabulous. I think that we could all use them and love them and support her. I mean, how fabulous. And now I just goofed it up, but it's good. So the Anguli cowl, I am making a second. I will have that finished up this week once I get home and get a little more yarn. And I will probably make more because they're just so easy. You can take that one skein of really lovely cashmere or something, or Angora, and make something beautiful. Her pattern calls for striping. I've just been lazy and haven't done that. Then I just started another fingering weight hat. It's the Midas pattern that I heard about from Fat Squirrel Speaks, and I heard about the Anguli cowl watching the Bakery Bears. You know, and people think, oh my gosh, it's taking you hours to get that much, but it's going quickly, and it's just going to be such a nice, light, wonderful hat. I'm so excited. And I am using yarn from a swap I did off of Knitting I Love, and I believe this is Dye Fur Knitting Merino Sock, a 75-25 Carnival Cruise. I'm pretty sure that's what this is. No, this was the unmarked one. This is Footloose. This red is maybe Carnival Cruise. Oh yeah, this makes sense. This is the Carnival Cruise. And I'm so glad I did that swap because I got this lovely instant coffee, and I'm enjoying it right now for my birthday. In my travels, I had it in my Faribault Woolen Mills little Notions pouch. If you've never been there, which you probably haven't, it's a small town in southern Minnesota. Faribault, F-A-R-I-B-A-U-L-T, and they pronounce it Faribault. The Faribault Mill, Faribault Woolen Mills. They make, and they made during the war, a lot of wool blankets. They make lovely pouches, bags, all kinds of stuff. Go check them out. And that is where I grew up to a certain point. Then we started moving around a lot. But that to me is home, not a place I get to often enough. And what else? Oh yeah, we're going over knitting. So I made some tubes with hung hems in a gradient yarn because I loved it. It was a bit thicker. I did this on my 48 cylinder. So I hung a hem, put in the toe, and then I'm going to put in heels, and these are a little bit thicker because these were just a bit too short. Because sometimes when I do the 48 cylinder with Sport or DK, this one is Artistic Lily Cacti, I just skip the heel, and it's more of around the house, kind of thick, cozy slipper sock, looser fitting, lazy, but it's useful. Oh well. And I have to look back on Roxanne Richardson. because there's some way to do this Kitchenering at the end where you don't get the rabbit ears. And I tend to only get one rabbit ear. But I'm going to try that and see if that makes any difference. I don't think I'm going to get through this other Midas hat before we get home tomorrow evening. I brought yarn to make 2, but I'm just not getting quite as much as I thought. And we did get out and we looked at some lovely nature and cows and elk and spent a little time together. Chatted a lot with the kids on FaceTime. That's a wonderful thing. It's my birthday. Life keeps going. It's time to drink the coffee and knit the stuff. So make your comments on YouTube, and first one gets yarn, I will crank it in a tube, and a mystery pull will get a second. So there'll be 2 gifts going out, so we need multiple commenters. Let's go, people. Gifts, yarn, tubes. Why not? Have a lovely weekend. Hopefully this will post before I'm back in Tucson. If not, it'll post sometime next week.